When we talk about antenna, we talk about electromagnetic waves. And electromagnetic waves are made of electrical fields and magnetic fields. When these electric and magnetic fields are not varying with time, which means they are constant with time, then the field of study, we will call them as electrostatics and magnetostatics. So here in this lecture, we will start studying the electrostatics, in which we will study how we can measure electric field because of a charge or a charge distribution. So let us first start with the Coulomb's law. So what Coulomb's law states, one thing I should mention, that Coulomb's law is an experimental law. The Coulomb found experimentally the force between two charges by experimentally calculating it, and this is the formula that is given by the Coulomb's law. And it says that if there are two charges, suppose one charge is q1 and another charge is q2, then the force exerted by q1 on the charge q2, let me call it as F, will be given by this formula. So what are the main points of this formula? The force which is experienced by q2 due to q1 will be in the straight line which is being made joining the q1 and q2 points. It will be directly proportional to the value of charges these q1 and q2 are holding, and also it will be inversely proportional to the square of the distance between these two charges. Now, if we equate these proportionalities, we will have to include one constant k, and the constant k is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, whose values is, if you calculate using the value of this epsilon naught, you will get 9 into 10 to the power 9 meter per farad. So finally, we can write this formula as this. So this is your formula for calculating force between two charges q1 and q2. Now see this figure. Here q2 is placed here and q1 is placed here. Now if you want to calculate the value of force which is experienced by this charge q2 because of this charge q1, then it will be given by this formula. And this AR12 is represented by the unit vector along this line, which is represented by the vector R12. So you have already studied that if there are 2 points, and one point is represented by a vector r2 and the other point is represented by the vector r1, then the vector, suppose I am calling it as r12, will be given by the difference of the vector r2 minus r1, right? So if you want to calculate the unit vector in this direction, definitely if I'm calling it as AR12, which is the unit vector, will definitely be equal to R12, which is the vector along from Q1 to Q2, divided by the magnitude of R12. So let me call the magnitude of R12 as R. So AR12 is given by this. So the direction of force which is experienced by Q2 due to the charge Q1 is given by this unit vector AR12, which is added to the previous formula. So this was the formula which was just talking about the magnitude of force. And since this force has a direction, this direction will be represented by this unit vector AR12. And AR12 is basically given by this formula. So this formula is also written here. And also the R12 is given by the difference of these two vectors. So if we put these things into this formula, we will get the force on charge q2 due to charge q1 is given by this. So I have replaced this r12 with r2 minus r1. So finally we will get this thing here. Basically the magnitude r was nothing but r2 minus r1 in mod, right? So this is what it is written here. So we will use this formula in further calculating from various examples using vectors. Now what happens if there are more than two charges? So suppose there are n number of charges. Let me call them as q1, q2, q3 and so on till qn. And also there is one more charge q on which you want to find the resultant force exerted by all these charges. So this was q1, q2, q3 and so on till qn, and this is the charge q, and all these vectors are having some direction, basically r1, r2, this one is having r3, similarly this one is having rn, and this one is having r. Let me call the direction of q as r. So using the superposition theorem, principle of superposition, you must have studied in electrical network theory, that the collective response in any circuit element is equal to the sum of responses by the individual voltage and current sources. So similar to that, the collective force which is experienced by this charge q will be equal to the forces exerted by each of these charges individually, right? So using the previous formula, which was this, if you use this formula and calculate the individual forces exerted by all these charges q1, q2 and so on till qn on q, you will get the final force experienced by q. So I have done exactly the same here. I have used the same formula. The first the force on q because of q1, obviously the formula will become like this of for unit vector and vector r, which is r minus r1, because this is r and this is r1, so the difference will give the direction towards q, and similar for the other charges. So finally you can write all these summations into a single summation formula like this, right? So this is the formula for force experienced on a particular charge q due to n number of charges. So now talking about the electric field intensity, it can be defined as if there is an electric field E in some place, and if you put a charge Q in that particular field, electric field E, suppose if you are experiencing a force F on that particular charge, let me call a force F is being experienced by that particular charge Q, right? So the electric field, we can calculate it as the force experienced by the charge q divided by the charge q, right? So this formula of electric field is given by this, and if you put the value of f, which was in the previous section we studied about the f, and what was the formula? The formula was this, right? So if we put the formula of f in this equation, what we will get is this. So now you will be thinking that there was some two different kind of charges were there, q1 and q2, and here we are using only one charge. So what I have taken is I have taken both the charges as q. Suppose there are two charges as q, and what will be the value of force F between them? It will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q into q divided by r square. Suppose this distance is r, right? So it will be r square. So now according to the electric field formula, all you have to do is you divide the formula of F with q. So you will get E is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon r square. And remember that the direction of electric field will be same as the direction of F. So this also will be AR, and AR is the unit vector from the particular charge q, because of which we are calculating our electric field at a particular point P. So let me call this as a point P, and the direction, this direction is R direction, and the unit vector in this direction will be AR, right? So remember these things, that the direction of electric field will be same as the direction of force at a particular point because of a charge q. So let me quickly summarize the things. Suppose there is a charge q at any particular point, and there is another point P where you want to calculate the electric field due to this charge q. So if you join these 2 points, so we get a vector r from q to P, and unit vector along this line is AR, then we can say that the electric field at point P due to charge q is given by this. So suppose from a reference point, this Q charge was given as R dash, and this P point was given as R, then definitely this R vector will be given as R minus R dash. So this is what it is written here in the second formula. So we have essentially taken the formula of force and applied this formula to get this formula, right? So we will be doing some examples, but before that, we will be doing the same thing we did with the force. So if there are n charges and which are given by Qn to Qn, and they are located at points which are represented by these vectors r1, r2, and rn, then the electric field intensity at a particular point P, which is denoted by the vector r, can be obtained using superposition formula, similarly as we did for the force case, like this. So it is essentially the same thing. We have got n number of charges, Q1, Q2 till Qn, and there is another point P at which we want to calculate the electric field, and these vectors are given by, sorry, R1, R2 till Rn, and this is given by R. So the electric field at this particular point P is given by this formula, right? Now we will do one example to find the force and electric field at a particular point because of the two charges which are given as 1 millicoulomb and minus 2 millicoulomb, which are located as these 2 points in the Cartesian space, and the force at the charge that we are going to calculate is a 10 nanocoulomb charge which is located at this point. So let us draw a figure to understand what they are actually talking about. There is one charge which is given by 1 coulomb. There is another charge which is given by minus 2 millicoulomb. And there is another charge which is given by 10 nanocoulomb. And the points are given as 0, 3, 1. This point is -1, 4. And this point is 3, 2, -1. So we have to calculate the force on this particular point. Let me call it as point P. And we have to calculate force and also electric field at this particular point P because of these two charges, right? So first of all, we will calculate the force, and using that, we will finally calculate the electric field. So we will be using this formula, and since we have got two charges which are Q1 and Q2 and the final charge Q at which we will have to calculate the force, let us find out some of the values which is already given. The value of Q is 10 nanocoulomb. So nano can be converted in coulomb by multiplying -9. So 10 into 10 to the -9 coulomb. Then we have Q1 is equal to 1 into 10 to the power -3 coulomb. And milli matlab 10 to the power -3. And then Q2 is equal to -2 into 10 to the power -3 coulomb. Now we will have to calculate these values, the vector values, right? So moving to the next slide, we have the first point which is given as R. R is the direction of this particular charge Q, right? From a reference point, this is given as R, this is given as R1, and this is given as R2 from any reference point. So the R vector is given as 0, 3, 1. It is represented by 0, 3, 1, right? So basically this 0 is the x-axis, 3 is the y-axis, and 1 is the z-axis. So you can also write it as 0ax plus 3ay plus 1az. So we don't need to complicate. We can directly use this thing for our calculation. Now R1 is given as what? 3, 2, -1. So it is 3, 2, -1. And the value of R3 is given as -1, -1, 4. -1, -1, 4. Right. So if we use this formula, we will first calculate for Q1 and then we will calculate for Q2. So if you talk about the Q1, the value of R minus R1 will be equal to 0, 3, 1 minus 3, 2, minus 1. So how much will it be? It will be minus 3, 1 and 2, right? So 0 minus 3 is minus 3, 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1 minus minus 1 is 2. So we have got our first vector r minus r1. Let us calculate r minus r2 for q2. So we will get 0, 3, 1 minus, sorry, this was r2, right? This was r2. Minus 1, minus 1, 4. So what will we get? We will get 1. 0 minus minus 1 is 1. 3 minus minus 1 is 3 plus 1, which will be 4. And 1 minus 4 is minus 3. So this is what we got our the second value, r minus r2. Now we should put all this in the formula. So let us expand this formula for both the charges. We will get q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 into minus 312 divided by magnitude of minus 312 whole cube plus q1 1 4 minus 3 divided by magnitude of 1 4 minus 3 whole cube. And let us, sorry, let's close the bracket, right? So all we have to do is we have to put all the values in this, and the values are, what is the value of q? Q is 10 into 10 to the power minus 9 into, what is the value of this thing? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. We just saw its value as 9 into 10 to the power 9 multiplied by, what is the value of q1? So it is 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 and minus 3, 1, 2. Now, how would you calculate the magnitude of any particular vector? So all you have to do is you have to take the sum of square of the individual elements in the x, y, and z direction, and then take under root. So it will be minus 3 squared plus 1 square plus 2 square. And since this whole thing is cubed like this here, so you will do this. And then what is the value of q2? Q2 is minus 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 coulomb into 1, 4 minus 3 divided by, what will be the magnitude here? It will be 1 square plus 4 square plus minus 3 square, and everything is cubed. So all you have to do is you have to calculate the values. So we had already got this result, and remember this minus 312 and 1 4 minus 3 can also be written as, so I'm just writing this vector minus 3 1 2, which is multiplied to this 10 minus 3 10 to the power minus 3. We can write it as minus 3 ax, since minus 3 is in the direction of ax, plus 1 ay plus 2 az. Similarly, we can write this point 1 4 minus 3, this one, as ax plus 4ay minus 3az. So we can write these values in place of these values represented as point. So finally, if you put all these values, you will get the value of force F as minus 6.5 ax minus 3.8 ay. So what I have done is I have put all these values here, this thing here, and this thing here, and then after calculating, I will get this formula, final value of force F. Then the final thing is 7.5 az, right? and it will be multiplied by 10 to the power minus 3, and the unit is Newton. So the unit of force is Newton. Now let us calculate the value of electric field E at that point P where this charge Q was located. So you know that electric field E is given by the ratio of force and the charge Q, and the direction of electric field will be same as the direction of force. So we will get E is equal to F divided by Q, which will be equal to this thing divided by Q. And what was the value of Q? It was 10 nanocoulomb. So let us put it. So this is what we will get, and if we put it like this, so let us take this to the numerator, we will get our final electric field value as this, and the unit will be Newton per Coulomb. Also the unit we can write it as volt per meter. So this is how you calculate your uh, force at any particular charge because of other charges, and electric field at any point because of the given charges. Thank you.